the masculine collective now, what's so different about it than the feminine? Well, it's much different. In fact, understand how the masculine collective works in this world, then there's more than one kind of masculine collective. There's the singular masculine collective and the plural masculine collective. And then there's even more divisions, because there's the plural masculine collective, which is not singular, but it can be singular, but it'll be singular as a plural, containing more than one, which won't, if doesn't have a problem if it doesn't, which means that if it's not against itself, it won't be against itself. So it's not a problem that it's plural and can be singular, even though if there is a problem between the singular and plural, then it will have a problem. Meaning, men as a collective, if the entire 360 degree is one circle, the one circle, which is the whole 360 degrees, is all of the circle containing the 360 degrees. If it's just one circle and it doesn't have any degrees, it's the feminine collective. But if it's in degrees, 360 of them, well, the masculinity is individualized to be compartmentalized and separate, so that women are all together on whatever they're doing, even if they're being against things, and men are all together on being separate, not together. So what's the masculine collective? What's important to know about it? Well, the singularity collective, which is the Aries collective, it's basically the singularity, the number one. It's not feminine, which means that it's only one-sided. It's a father, not a mother. It won't be the mother, and it certainly won't let the mother take over, because it says, I'm a father, I'm only one. So the singular masculine collective, like I said, there's more than one. There's a plural and a singular. So it is selfish oriented and separate. So it agrees to be separate. It actually demands its separateness. So imagine a circle has 360 degrees, and the masculine collective that's called Aries or singularity, it says, yeah, this is not one circle. This is 1 degree, and the entire circle is just 1 degree. So the Aryan collective considers the entire collective is not 360 degrees, but each degree is the entire collective, and it's not the entire collective. It's the entire collective, because it's not seen as 360 degrees as one collective. The collective is separate and compartmentalized, which means that the actual collective is made of degrees only, and not the entire collective. It's absolutely separated as its agreement, and it'll insist on individualizing itself. This collective cannot be together. It has to be separate, individualized. And so the whole collective will be recognized as separate from itself. That's how it's together. That's the singularity. Now, the plural part, which is more than Aries, that means any other sign in the masculine, can be singular, and it will be the other masculine collective, which is not the same as the Aries collective, that's singular only, but it's the plural, which can be singular or plural, because it has more than one. And that masculine collective is different from Aries masculine collective, because it is 2. And so it can include her and him together if they get along, and not if they don't. And men will choose to be the Aries collective, the singularity that's not plural, and can't be, so don't think it can be. Don't expect it to be either. And if they didn't know, there's 2 different kinds of masculines collectives, and that they also mix, that you can't see it as one kind, or even the fact you don't understand there are 2 kinds of masculinity, and that the singularity can't be plural, and it certainly shouldn't be allowed to be, or it would lose its singularity, and that the plural is plurality and needs to keep its singularity. And because it's plural, actually, it can keep its singularity. So the plurality is only plurality because it's actually singular, not plural. But I can't say it's not plural, because if it's actually plural, it'll actually be singular and not plural. But the fact that it's not against the other one is why it could be singular and not plural, because it's actually not plural. It's just singular that's plural that is also plural, and singular, not plural. The fact it's not against anything or in conflict is why it can do it. Men will always agree to be separate, and they will demand their separateness and individual. They will not agree as one to come together like women do in agreement. Men will say, we agree that we are not together, and that is our agreement. This is what it is. It's us. Okay, great. So men will say, if we get what we want, then we want to all be together as all separate, not together. And that's what our agreement will be, that we're not together. Our togetherness is not together, but separate. That's what we agree on. We're in agreement that we will never be together, and let's all be together. And none of us are together. We're all disconnected. We like it. Well, that's because, understand, this gets confusing. It gets deep.